Osman Bey, or Osman Gazi as he would become known, inherited leadership of the Kai tribe from his father Ertugrul. This occurred around the year 1280. The Kai were one of many Oghuz Turkic tribes that had settled in Anatolia. Their territory was small, nestled in the hilly region of Bithynia, on the very edge of Byzantine influence. Osman was young, perhaps in his early 20s, when he took command. Early sources portray him as a man of great courage, wisdom, and charisma. He possessed the qualities necessary to lead a frontier community in perilous times. He inspired loyalty among his followers. His leadership was not based solely on lineage. He proved himself through his actions. He was a skilled warrior and a shrewd political operator. He understood the complex dynamics of the frontier. He knew when to fight and when to negotiate. He cultivated relationships with other Turkmen groups and even with some local Byzantine figures. Sheikh Edebali, a respected religious leader, became his father-in-law and a key advisor. This connection bolstered Osman's legitimacy and provided spiritual guidance. Osman's vision extended beyond mere survival. He aimed to expand his territory and influence. Among the Byzantine strongholds near Osman's territory was the fortified town of Inegöl. It was located in a fertile plain, controlling important local routes. Its tekfur, or governor, was a man named Aya Nikola. He viewed the growing power of Osman and his Turkmen warriors with increasing alarm. Inegöl was not a major imperial city, but it was a significant local center. Its walls were strong, and its garrison was capable of defending it. Aya Nikola was not inclined to submit to this upstart Turkmen bey from Sogut. He represented Byzantine authority, however tenuous it might be on the frontier. Aya Nikola saw Osman's activities as a direct threat to his own position and to Byzantine interests in the region. The expansion of Osman's influence meant a reduction in the lands and resources available to Inegöl. Raids by Osman's men into the territories surrounding Inegöl became more frequent. These were not just for plunder. They were also a way of asserting dominance and testing the resolve of the Byzantine defenders. Aya Nikola, in turn, likely launched his own counter-raids or supported other local Christian lords who were hostile to Osman. The simmering tensions between Osman Bey and Aya Nikola of Inegöl eventually boiled over into open conflict. One of the early significant clashes occurred around 1284 or 1285, often referred to as the Battle of Ermenibeli or the ambush at Ermeni Debendi. In this engagement, Osman's forces confronted a Byzantine contingent, likely sent from or allied with Inegöl. It was a fierce battle, characteristic of the brutal realities of frontier warfare. Casualties were suffered on both sides. This battle, however, carried a deep personal cost for Osman and his tribe, one that would fuel a desire for vengeance. During this battle, Bayhoka, the young son of Savci Bey, who was Osman's elder brother, was killed. Bayhoka was Osman's nephew. His death was a tragic loss. Bayhoka's demise sent ripples of grief and anger through the Kai tribe. The initial encounter at Ermenibeli, where Bayhoka fell, was a harsh lesson. However, Osman was a leader who learned from experience. He understood that overcoming a fortified town like Inegöl and a wary enemy like Aya Nikola required more than just bravery. It demanded careful planning and astute military strategy. Several years later, around 1299, Osman prepared for a more decisive campaign. He knew that Aya Nikola would be expecting a direct assault or perhaps another skirmish in the open field. Osman decided to use the terrain and his enemy's expectations to his advantage. His plan involved a classic military tactic, the ambush. The Ermenibeli Pass, a narrow defile in the mountains, was a known route and a potential choke point. Osman had likely scouted it thoroughly. He divided his forces. A portion of his warriors was tasked with luring the Inegöl forces out of their fortress and into the pass. The main body of his army lay hidden, waiting to spring the trap. This strategy required discipline, patience, and precise coordination among his men. It was a gamble, but one that offered the prospect of a significant victory if successful. Following the decisive victory at Ermenibeli, the path to Inegöl lay open for Osman. The town's primary defenders had been routed, and its leadership was likely in disarray, especially if Aya Nikola had indeed perished. Osman pressed his advantage. He marched his forces to Inegöl and laid siege to the town. While Ottoman siegecraft was still in its early stages of development compared to later centuries, the psychological impact of the field victory, combined with the determination of Osman's warriors, would have been immense. The defenders within Inegöl faced a grim prospect. The siege of Inegöl did not last for an excessively long time. According to most sources, the town was isolated. No significant Byzantine relief force was forthcoming to save it. The defeat at Ermenibeli had broken its will to resist. Eventually, Inegöl surrendered to Osman Gazi. This event, occurring around 1299 or shortly thereafter, marked a significant milestone. The conquest of Inegöl was far more than just another battle won. It served as a critical foundation stone upon which Osman Gazi would build his expanding principality. The victory provided immense momentum. Success breeds success, and the fall of a notable Byzantine stronghold like Inegöl significantly enhanced Osman's reputation among the other Ghazi warriors and Turkmen tribes. More fighters were drawn to his banner, attracted by his proven leadership and the promise of further conquests and rewards. His military strength grew, enabling him to undertake even more ambitious campaigns. Economically, Inegöl was a valuable asset. The town and its surrounding lands were fertile, contributing to the agricultural output of Osman's domain. Control over Inegöl also meant control over local trade routes, which could be taxed, providing a new stream of revenue. This economic strength was crucial for maintaining a standing force of warriors and for administering the growing territory. The conquest of Inegöl marked a crucial stage in Osman Gazi's evolution from a tribal chieftain to a state builder. It was his first major urban conquest, a clear departure from the nomadic lifestyle of his ancestors. Taking and holding a fortified town required different skills than leading raids. It necessitated a rudimentary administration, a system for managing resources and policies for dealing with a settled, often non-Turkmen population. Inegöl provided Osman with a practical education in governance, lessons that would be invaluable as his principality grew into an empire. The victory at Inegöl and the subsequent consolidation of power in the region laid the direct groundwork for the establishment of the Ottoman Beylik as a significant political entity. It demonstrated Osman's capacity for strategic planning and military leadership beyond small-scale skirmishes. This success helped to unify his followers and attract new ones, forging a cohesive force with a shared purpose. The name Osmanli, Ottoman, began to signify not just a tribe but a dynamic and expanding political and military power. Inegöl was one of the first places where this new identity took concrete form. Today, Inegöl is a prosperous city in Turkey, known for its furniture industry and its rich history. It proudly remembers its connection to Osman Gazi and the early days of the Ottoman Empire.